Hey, it's Mr. Random Pop Culture News Freak here once again, aka Mr. Manuel Ream, aka you guys are wrestling announcers for this channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, aka Exertion, or follow me on B-Shoot, Brighty, and Odyssey, Reddit, Minds, Rumble, just in case the channel gets shut down, Shadowban, God forbid. Extra God forbid if it gets shut down or doxed, hacked, or shadowbanned by the YouTube algorithm or any other evil hacker, DDoS, or scary ass boogeyman cybernetic criminals that are out there. Anyways, as far as everything else goes, I know it's like 3 days old. September 14th, or 5 days old, but I only heard about it 2 days ago. Shout out to my girl Veridark, aka Dark Titan Enterprises. I'll leave the link to her video down below if I remember to do that. Absolute gem. Awesomest little sister I would love to have. Anyways, so it says Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remaster Collection releasing in February. Oh, and then by the way, I know she gets into little political stuff here and there, like how, what's it called, Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, and Quartering are, but sometimes I like listening to very dark stuff. She's cool as hell. Anyways, the collection arrives just in time for Valentine's. This comes from Adam Bankhurst from IGN. I hate reading from IGN. I had a little bit of Elder Scrolls news. I'm not going to get into this, but it says it wasn't obvious that Elder Scrolls 6 will skip the PlayStation 5, so sucks. And I'm probably going to get to this news 5-6 days from now. It's going to be way old. Old Behito dudes like Bill Maher and this old chick that's literally old enough to be my mom, ironically enough, Drew Barrymore. They're still going to keep resuming production, even though that whole actors, writers, screenwriters strike is going on. Way the fuck out of touch, I'm telling you. Especially this one. This one. You know, I agree with a little bit with this stuff. Sometimes he comes off as a really, really hardcore, huge old school jackass, stubborn ass mother effer. He doesn't give a fuck who he defends. I mean, I've seen this dude for years on HBO. I know mine. Not to get personal, you guys, but my parents really didn't like his ass back then because he gets like massively political. It is what it is. Let's get to the main meat and potatoes. I'm playing some 25th anniversary Tomb Raider anniversary soundtrack. I'll try to leave the link down below to the playlist. Let's jump into it for reals now, because I really want to get to this. Probably the second video you're seeing today too, because I did that Spider-Man reaction, like, even though it's 4 days old. But let's move on. The first 3 Tomb Raider games are being remastered as they are set to arrive February 14th of 2024. Awesome. I cannot wait to play these again. I only played 1 and 2 back in the day. Never played part 3. Part 3 for me, I just never got my hands on it. So, badass. This is Tomb Raider Remaster starring Lara Croft will not only be featuring update visuals, but they will also include all of the expansions of the secret levels for each video game. But by the way, I know there's a very super raunchy ass freaking thumbnail. I had to censor the crap out of that thing, so that way the YouTube algorithms didn't shut this video down. So it was painstakingly good 4-8 hours working on the thumbnail. It was not easy. Well, let's move on. But they will include all the expansions and any secret levels of the games. Players will also be able to be toggle between any other polygon that looks like the games and update visual stuff for them. Okay, cool. Said the news was announced during today's Nintendo Direct. Well, actually, it wasn't today. That was 5 days ago. So I know I'm late on that. I still haven't watched that thing on my own. I gotta watch that eventually. I might do it today. So collecting it is obviously coming to Nintendo Switch. Aspire to Crystal Dynamics confirming a release after the event. However, there's also coming to PS5, PS4. I want to play it more on my PS4, more than my Nintendo Switch. My personal opinion, because that's where it originally came from. I had that experience on Sony PS1 and PS2 back in the day, way more than I did on Nintendo. Because on the Switch, it's probably going to run like garbage, so I'm definitely playing on PS4 Pro. Xbox Series X, SS, and Xbox One and PC. So let's go everywhere for this one. Look how awesome she looks, bro. I really hope Crystal Dynamics gives her the justice. She looks like a regular smexy, super cute, super adorable, awesome British UK chick. Ironically enough, when I watched a bunch of documentaries a couple months ago about the making of her, she was going to be a Colombian Peruvian chick, a Latina, Hispanic chick instead of a white girl. That would have been super extra kick-ass, but it was what it was. This was 1995, 96 when it came out, so it was a 6-7-year-old 90s kid, so sadly we didn't get any of that representation, but now we probably could. I'm not trying to sound, far leftist, you know what, Democrat. Just, that would have been cool back then, honestly. So, there's all this other stuff. The original character of the Tomb Raider was released in 1996. Okay, there it was. It also goes on to say, we'll make sure in the right spots. Wolf soundtrack. Alright. It says 1996, 1997, and 1998. And Tomb Raider 2 and 3 following 1997, 1998 respect. See, this is why it was such a huge part of my childhood, bro. Even though I didn't like really the puzzle part, I liked the pew pew part, the fire flamethrower part. So I used to hit the weapons at the freaking animals. That was badass. And avoiding the booby traps, that was super super cool. I used to love doing that back then. Under jump rolls, I used to like doing the cartwheels and the little hanging across the edges of the ledge, like right before you're about to die. Even though I slammed my controller a few times when I used to get angry and pissed off, and I fell into the death pits. But it was so much fun. The music was beautiful, tranquil. Sometimes I get action adventure like this. Sometimes it was calm, cool, and tranquil and collected. But let's move on. These games kicked off one of the most iconic franchises in gaming history. That's an understatement. It wasn't iconic. It was universal. It was monumental. It was cataclysmic. Great Goku's Kamehameha's wave of Chidori and Great Sasuke's Uchiha's Chidori and Great Goku's Kaioken and Kamehameha wave. That's how awesome badass that was. It was beyond one of the greatest of all time. Top 5 greatest PS1, PS2 games in the universe. I'm being a little bit of a nostalgia bias because that was my childhood, but still, that was still cool as hell. Anyways, let's continue forward. Also goes on to say, these have been and then many other entire spin-offs and series to get a reboot trilogy in the beginning of 2013 that brought Lara Croft to modern consoles in a big way. While I don't know yet what Lara Croft's main adventure will be, it was teased back in 2021 that the team at Crystal Dynamics is, quote, working to unify, quote, quotation marks, working to unify, not woking, that would have been bad. The timelines, unquote, the timelines of the core designs, original games, and its own reboot trilogy. If you needed someone or other Tomb Raiders as much as you wait for this remastered collection, be sure to check out how you can play all the Tomb Raider games in chronological order and the Power Wash Simulator DLC that lets you cleanse Lara Croft's mansion. I forgot there was this little glitch back in the day where you used to, in the freezer, you used to like kick the butler maid dude in the freezer. You could get him stuck there. I remember that back in the day. It was so cool back then, bro. Whole other world in the mid-late 90s, early 2000s. I wish we could go back to that time, in my opinion. Better how life is nowadays, in my personal opinion. Ah, it is so much cool. I mean, I still have my problems and issues. My personal self, I had to deal with bullies when I went to school. I had to deal with fucking thunder and lightning and cockroaches when I lived in the ghetto hood projects. And when I lived in there, I used to deal with rats and all that. Not to try to get too personal, but it was a freaking nightmare sometimes. And sometimes it was beautiful times, like playing video games and going to the arcade, playing pinball machines, hanging out at, in my personal opinion, at camp places. I'm not going to tell you exactly where they are. They might be gone now. This is still in upstate New York and Harlem, New York. So those places probably don't even exist anymore. You know, these like boys, girls clubs I used to go to, the YMCA once in a while. I used to go to freaking the movies and play arm wrestling games and air hockey and go to Chuck E. Cheese and Kids Zone. Life was so badass, bro. In my opinion, I still get it as an adult too. I still get to go to Dave and Buster's once in a while, once a month. I still get to go to like other places like what's it called? This one place is this in the mall. I forget what it's called. It's called Bowl One Alley. That's still pretty fun, but other than that, life's kind of a bitch sometimes. For me personally, not always. Let's move forward. This is for more. Be sure to check out Nintendo Direct's roundup for other Nintendo Switch upcoming games that were highlighted in then September's big showcase. Yeah, I know. Very much well aware of that. I think that was it. Yeah, Tomb Raider, Remastered, Crystal Dynamics, February 13th. There it is on platforms. Every single one that's on there. Yeah, thoughts, views, and opinions. If you couldn't tell by now, I'm hyper excited as shit to finally play these freaking things after all these years. I know I could have did the whole sail the high seas or piracy. I'm not doing no piracy crap because I don't want to play like that. It'll be all bootleggy and shitty. It would suck if I had to play like that, honestly. I want to play it in its old Major Glory. Dexter's Laboratory reference, I know, but still. Anyways, yeah, besides that, my friends. Yeah, and then obviously, not gonna lie, just next to Cammy and Chun-Li, she was probably like my third video game waifu girl of all times. Can't even tell you middle school and high school how much absolute freaking man servicey Sentai H-word slash NSFW not safe for work stuff I used to like play hard as fuck with myself with, looking at all the old school R34, the DeviantArt, the not safe for work side, the old school like version of Newgrounds. Oh, dude, all the Vaseline and lotion and tissues I use on that chick, man. It's insane. Next to my Shurina and the chicks from Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, she was probably like the 15th or 20th favorite, but as far as old school explorationist chicks goes, my third favorite. Anyways, just real quick, I'm not gonna get too deep into this because this is mainly a Tomb Raider thing, but I'm just gonna read the title here. If it wasn't obvious, the Elder Scrolls 6 game will be skipped on the PlayStation comes from Robert Ramsey. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Ramsey from Push Square. I'll just read the first article real quick. It says a few months back there was some speculation that Elder Scrolls 6 might not be an actual event Xbox exclusive. Despite Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda, they all came about because Xbox boss Phil Spencer said that the target platform wasn't decided yet. It felt like the comments were more to go with the games being big this year rather than him hinting at a potential allowed to RPGs on the PS5 platforms. Yeah. Don't care. I'm not an Elder Scrolls, but that's a big dude on that. It's like how it was for Animal Crossing, The Sims, and Halo. It bored the fuck out of me. Plus, I didn't really play that many Xbox games anyway, so I'm not a fanboy of it. Sorry. You guys can go to somebody else. Shout out to my boy like Spawnwave Media and Dreamcast guy. They'll get more into it. I'll leave the links to their videos below. Talk show host resumptions production despite the telereport. Yeah, I don't really give a rat's ass about either one of these two. I remember when I was a 90s, 2000s kid, I used to like watching them in Adam Sandler movies, like in Blended, the romance film. Those were funny as hell. If it wasn't for him and Rob Schneider, I would have never known who this chick Drew Barrymore was. Drew Barrymore, I have no idea who she was. And she does Santa Clarita Diet like thing in 2017 or 18 for Netflix. Dude, straight up, that's when I lost a shit ton of respect for it because it had a lot to do with the C word. It's like the diddler word, the PEDO, nasty, evil people that try to like mess with younger kids. I lost a shit ton of respect for that bitch completely. She's a nasty, disgusting piece of garbage, and she's probably going to burn a very bad fire hell and brimstone, in my opinion. This one probably too. Even though he has a real snarky-ass attitude, I still like hearing him occasionally. I'm not a boomer like he is. I'm a literal boomer. He's like 75, 78, 90 years old, 80 years old. Bill Maher, so that's back when my grandparents were still alive. They really, really hate him way more. They thought he was the worst piece of garbage on the planet. And that's it. That's all I gotta say for now. I'm out of here. For any people don't know who he is, guys don't beat the boomer. I don't really care. And the Duke Quartering talked about him a few times. That's it. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen, bros and fanboys and fans, as always. Otakus and Kikimoris out there. I will see you when I see you guys a day. Good night, wherever you're at in the world out there. Don't drink and smoke weed at the same time. Don't take reckless. Stay tuned more future content. Change good video industries and mon news, review drama news, reaction review segments I do. Twice or 3 times out of the week. Elon Musk news I do once in a while, and video game Hollywood industry, excuse me. Actor Hollywood industry rumor news I do once in a while as well. And of course, reaction review segments I do on the daily almost. When I have time for. Peace out, just goodbye. See you on the flip side. Don't take any jab or any of the hydrogel or nanobots or any of that evil poison crap. And I'll talk to you soon. Stay extra safe. Goodbye. And I'm gone. Talk to you later. Deuces. Stay easy. I'm out. Goodbye.